I got a lot to say, but if you have not seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, I want to go ahead and say spoilers are ahead. They may be big spoilers, they may be small spoilers. I don't know, but if you are not comfortable continuing listening to the podcast due to you not having seen the movie, just come back later. If you don't care, you can stay. I kind of feel like you should stay either way, because I would we gonna get into it. But how I want to do this, guys. I want to start with, did the movie impress us? And then I want to go into what we didn't like about the movie, and then I want to end with what we did like about the movie.
Okay, bet.
So
bet. We're gonna start
I'm gonna
with
go
Million
ahead.
then.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with, did the movie impress me? And I'm gonna have to say hell no. Venom, Let There Be Carnage did not impress me. And if I had to give it a rating out of 10, it's getting a 3.
What is going on in this group chat right now?
It's getting a 3.
What is going on?
It's getting a 3 for me. And it just didn't stick with me. It didn't stick with me. It felt like I was just watching a movie. And I hate two things. I hate that the first movie review I've done on this podcast, I don't like the movie. And then the second thing I don't like that I paid to see this movie. But we gonna get into that.
Fair.
Is this what we getting into today?
Fair.
Is this what we doing today?
Alex said y'all starting with violence already.
Yes, I'm coming with violence.
Already?
I'm coming with violence. I woke up choosing violence today because Carnage did not.
Okay.
So how y'all? Did it impress y'all? What's y'all rating?
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna let y'all go first.
I'm gonna see how Alex feels. If 0 is trash, boo boo garbage, and 10 is unicorn, it's amazing. I as much as I don't want to say it, I gotta say 5 myself. The graphics were solid. The plot, The action scenes, I could watch it again if I ain't got nothing else to do in the background.
I could not watch it again. If your 5 is it was okay and I could watch it again,
like straight average, like dead in the middle average,
that fully justifies my 3 because I would not watch that shit again.
Oh my.
See, for me, 5 is like dead average. Like, would I play this in the background while eating just because? Sure. But am I going to get excited? Nah.
I already see how this type of episode gonna go. It's all right.
Alex, you want to know something, right. Alex? I went to see the movie with Jay.
It's all right.
I fell asleep at probably one of the best scenes.
I don't want to hear
it. I fell asleep. Not going to lie to you.
I don't want to hear it. I already see where this is finna go with Ace.
I already see where it's finna go.
And I already know. And I'm finna expose you. I'm gonna let you get your point out.
We finna invalidate you, boy.
I'm gonna let you get your point out, and I'm finna expose you.
Well, I guess since I'm the opposite vote here, I'll let Million go first.
Yep, let's get it. All right, so looking dead into my eyes, this movie was a 5. It's not good. It's not bad. It is a 5. It's
let me look at you, Jay. What you say?
5. This movie is not bad. It's not good. It accomplishes what it wanted. It's a movie. You go and you watch it, but you do not care about it.
I don't even know if it accomplished anything. I would disagree.
Oh no, it accomplished what it wanted to do. We all know. We can't get into it yet, but we know why it was made. It was made for one reason.
And I'm finna expose Ace.
It's okay. It's all right. But no, I wouldn't give it no hard 5s or no 3. I'll at least give it a 6 or maybe a high 6, maybe even a 7, just because of what we're gonna get into later on. Because we're gonna start about it, but it's all right. But at least a 6.
I can't see your camera, but I'm taking a picture of you right now. 4K.
So I guess my question is, what about the movie specifically that you guys did not like? Well, except for the plot, because I mean, like I will agree with y'all. The plot wasn't all that. I'm with y'all on that.
Wait, before you ask your question, what's your rating? Hold on, because
he said 6. He said a high 6 or a 7.
I said it, yeah.
But if I had to get into what I didn't like about the movie, I got a list, but I'm gonna go my top 3.
Okay.
1. The movie did not make me feel anything. The thing I like about movies is the care factor. Why do I care about this character? Why do I care about what they're going through? And why do I care that that problem that they're going through needs to be resolved? I did not get those three things from this movie. I didn't even care about
Okay.
Carnage. And I like villains. I love villains in movies. And I didn't even care about the villain in the movie. So that's my number one beef with this movie. My second thing was Carnage's origin. They did pull some stuff from the comic book with his origin. But this whole backstory with old girl, for what reason? For what reason? And it was very cliche. And movies do cliche stuff all the time. But at the same time, they make us care about the cliche stuff. Boy meets girl, Portia? We see it all the time. But this boy meets girl in this movie did not make me feel. And it did not make me, I don't know if it was supposed to be a sympathy factor on Carnage and why he was doing the things that he was doing, but I didn't feel it. My third thing was that what happens at the end of the movie. You're an op, Alex, and I just want to put that. I just want to put that out there.
He cashing checks.
He is cashing checks for Sony. You see them Sony headphones on his head, and this is gonna be the first spoiler right here because I know we're gonna have a longer discussion going forward, but I just want to put it out there. Is that if you listen to the first episode, at the end, Alex said that there was a rumor that Venom was going to be crossing over into the MCU. The end credit scene of Venom 2 basically solidified that rumor. But the way they did it felt weird to me. And I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I know we're not talking about it right now, but I got a lot to say.
We gonna see that. I got y'all. We gonna get there. But what you got, Ryan?
But that's my top three.
I actually got a question for your point too, because I kind of agree with that. What does that girl have hold any relevance in the actual like comic book universe? Because I'm not as much of a comic book enthusiast as you guys.
So I think, unless Portia, do you, Phthp, do you want to say anything, or should I just take it over?
Unfortunately, I do not. I don't know anything about the love interest.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be, because I meant to look this up yesterday, but we have been in the middle of something big, so I didn't get a chance to. But if I remember correctly, there is a symbiote whose ability is like screaming, and I think it's either named a Screech or Scream, and I think that's who she's based off of. But her story is not, I don't think, is generally like what they depicted in the movie.
So that's what I thought. Mistaken, I thought that she was like a symbiote host when we first met. And then it didn't turn out to be like that, and I was like, okay, so now what?
If I remember correctly, she's like, you can look it up, but she's like, the symbiote that has that ability, she has like long nails, like it looks white, and like she's got like black paint in the face. If I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I've read it. Well, she's an older symbiote. I don't even think she holds relevance in the comics today. Someone's probably like butchering me in the comments right now, but if I remember correctly, she's got like the symbiote itself is like white, and then she has like black around her face and stuff like that. But I don't think her origin originally has to do anything with Cassidy or anything like that. I could be wrong, but that's from what I remember. And the way they did it in this movie was very weird. Like it kind of just they just took it and ran with it. I mean, granted, movies change up comic plot lines all the time. It was just kind of, I think I understood why they did it this way, but in all honesty, you could have done without her, I felt like. But
I guess we'll get
into it later, I guess.
I guess my thing is that Carnage, from what I know, he's that type of villain that just wakes up and chooses violence. He doesn't need a reason. But they gave him a reason in the movie, but I don't feel like the reason was enough to justify him as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue that I have with it, and I feel like they could have just left it out. I don't think it served purpose to his character.
Well, at least the way the movie presented it could have definitely let it out. But I'm gonna let Ryan get back to it. I'm gonna let Ryan get back to this stuff because I want to, it was your segment, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking the question, but you want me to go next for the top 3 things I didn't like about the movie?
Yeah, that was Alex's. He wants to know why are we rating it so poorly?
Okay. Well, Alex, so when I rate average...
It's so he can report us to Sony.
Here's the thing. Like, if I rate a movie as, like, average, it's probably not necessarily that that's something I just hated. There was something I hated. It's probably just, there was nothing that made me like it. Like, when I look at the movie, if I look past action scenes or whatever, even past the plot, kind of like what Portia said, I didn't care for the little light discount, low caffeine love triangle they had. I barely understood the animosity that Carnage had for Venom. I didn't really grasp that. I didn't have any desire to get to know any of the characters. The only character that even was somewhat interesting was Venom, hence I guess that's why the movie's named after him. But the girl, his host, I forgot the host's name. Carnage, his host, then his little wife slash fiance for a portion of the movie. I didn't care for anybody. Nobody piqued my interest. Nobody made me go, "Oh my gosh, I hope this character doesn't get hurt," or "I hope that they do get hurt." Nothing made me go, "Ah, I like them." The plot was kind of like during the movie I said, "Jay, why is Carnage mad at Venom? Because he's his father." And like why is he mad at Venom again? Like because it's his father, Ryan. That's literally it. Okay, and now they're fighting to the death. That makes a lot of sense. I it didn't have any extremities that made me go, "This is so amazing." I could just sit there and watch, and it was like, like I legit fell asleep, Alex.
Okay.
And now aside from that, CGIs and stuff, it looked pretty decent. I remember Portia talked about how when she saw the ad seeing Carnage form his body, it looked really you said it looked kinda like old school Portia, like it looked kinda
It was
messy.
poor, but I
Yeah.
will say that when I watched the movie, the CGI did look better in the movie than what I saw in the trailer.
Oh yeah, they definitely gave money to that special effects budget. But
Yeah.
before I start, because I know Ace wants to hear me talk. All right, were you done?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
All right. So the reason I have such a strong feeling on why this is a 5 is somewhat similar to Portia. I didn't care about anything that was happening in this movie. At the end of the day, I don't even know if the people who made it was like, yeah, we believe in everything going into this. But I'll talk. But since Portia hit on like most of the reason why I didn't like care for it, I'll hit on some of the stuff of why I liked. The moment when Venom and Eddie are doing this real terrible getting used to their relationship type bit, and it goes on for way too long, and eventually they end up separating. And I like the little bit with Venom by himself. I was like, this is somewhat entertaining. The fact that he ends up with the lady in the bodega and the Mrs. Shin, and I was like, that was the only time I fully laughed. Every other joke, it was either like, "Hey," or "Okay, you got to smile."
There was a lot of cheesy one-liners in that too, and I don't know if you guys caught it. The "I'm a real boy," and I was like, okay, is this Shrek? The Red Wedding? Okay, Game of Thrones. There was a lot of cheesy one-liners in that movie that I did not enjoy.
But overall, as a person, so I'm gonna stand up just a little bit so you can see my passion. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, but Spider-Man specifically is one of my favorite properties in Marvel, and Venom is, I don't want to say he's my favorite villain, but he's definitely like up there in terms of like antagonists that I like. And this movie didn't. And Carnage is such an interesting character because, as Portia said, he wakes up every day and chooses violence. Like Cletus Cassidy is legit. Is described as like a murder. He just gets off on murder. And this movie was trying to sell me on a sob story for him, but it didn't even believe in the sob story enough because he was like, at the end, I wanted a friend. When did you ever even show that?
I didn't like that either.
When did you show that? When did you like illustrate any of this? And then Carnage having a hate boner for Venom didn't make sense because, at least in the comics, Venom, when Carnage was created, Venom actively was trying to go after him. In this movie, he didn't even know he existed. Like I
don't want to interrupt you, McMillian, but I want to, before we lose it, I want to touch on that point about Carnage's whole thing with Venom. Because I was genuinely confused, and I thought I missed something in the last movie. Like, why was he so obsessed with talking to Eddie? And I'm watching the movie like, did I miss something in Venom 1 that connects them? And so I go do a recap on Venom 1, and the only thing was the end credit scene where he goes to visit him in jail. So I wasn't really getting the obsession.
Yeah, no, I don't. They don't explain it in the movie. That's why I was like, I have to give this a 5 because the movie didn't even believe in its premise, and it seemed like this movie only exists to serve the purpose of the after credit scene. That was it. And that upsets me because Carnage is an interesting character, and also another reason this movie should have been a 5. And I'm gonna look directly at the camera for this. Why is a movie about a serial killer not rated R?
That's a good point.
That's more of a personal opinion, but I
personal.
Yes,
that's
it is.
not a personal.
Wolverine.
Of all the movies that we had about serial killers that didn't necessarily have to be rated R.
Name one movie about a serial killer that's PG-13. Quickly.
You know what? See, it was fine, but it's okay.
Halloween is right around the corner. That's a good challenge. It's okay. That's a good challenge.
I was about to say Halloween. Before this movie played, there was a Halloween preview, and that was rated R, and he is a serial killer. So I'm just saying. But like to touch on it as well. Wolverine, who is known in the comics to be a like berserker. We finally got the berserker mode in Old Man Logan, or I forgot. No, that's how Logan. That's what the movie's called. And that was a great movie. And I felt like if they had given this an R rating and actually let Carnage be Carnage, we would have gotten it. This rating would be much higher. 1 for me, just off that alone. But as far as everything, this movie was super rushed. It felt like they were legit just trying to get to the end of this film for what it set up. And I cannot respect it for that.
I would agree.
Other than that, there were some enjoyable moments. Like I said, the special effects were great. The scene where they're at the the abandoned home for children, the home for abandoned kids, and the helicopter explodes. And you got all that like explosions and screen. That was great.
That whole
really
scene
enjoyed.
Was really nice.
I really enjoyed that scene. The first moment when Carnage comes out is even really like striking. But
that's one of the things I did like about the movie.
But the thing is, though, they don't give me a reason to care about the character. And for that, it's like they don't even believe in the movie that they were setting up. It was just like, legit, this is an engine to get to what we care about, which is this is setting up for another property. And that's not why I pay to go to movies.
I really watched that movie.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if y'all are interested in that, y'all could have just did that. Because that's a one.
They need a Sony Plus like HBO doing.
Sony
like
Plus.
you can either watch it in theaters or you can watch it on Sony Plus. Because if I had the option to watch this joint on Sony Plus, I would watch it streaming it. I don't feel like this is a movie that you should pay to see. What's up, y'all? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more updates from the mob. For the full discussion and more discussions like this one, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching.
Rock with it. Let me pop my shit. Let me pop my shit. Hands up.